Hello, Divine Feminines. I am super excited. We just, thanks to you guys, passed the 900 mark for subscribers, and I'm super excited because we are on the countdown now to 1,000 subscribers, which is a milestone that we've been trying to get to, and we're very, very excited that it's almost here. So thank you all for subbing to our channel. And if you haven't already done so and you like our stuff, please like and subscribe our videos because we really appreciate it. We want to get to as many people as we possibly can. And we can't do that without, of course, your help. So, and then of course, as always, if there's certain content or, things that you would like to see, please let us know in the comments below because we want to make sure that we are providing the most beneficial services to the spiritual community that we possibly can. So please, by all means, share your ideas, things that you would like to see. We take that stuff very seriously and we really appreciate the feedback and the help. So we're going to get into a reading today to kind of find out what's going on with the Divine Masculine right now and see how this is affecting the Divine Feminines. Just a little word of advice. I think that it just feels appropriate to say. When we are ultra focused on what's going on with the Divine Masculine, like as in these tarot readings, that's kind of the energy that can cause a little bit of like chaos with the Divine Masculine because it's a little difficult to explain, but not exactly. I'm going to do my best in this short period of time here. You are the Divine Feminine, so you are the receptive energy for Source. You're the one going through the spiritual awakening, and that's the purpose of the Twin Flame journey. The Divine Masculine is the positive polarity or the push energy, and they're the ones that kind of come into your life and sort of like ignite you, okay? That's because of the masculine energy that they are. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with gender. It has everything to do with the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energy systems that we have talked about lots of times in the spiritual community, and you're going to find a lot of information about that, and it's important to understand it. Now, you are the one who is meant to go through the spiritual awakening in the way that you are. Divine Masculine does go through an awakening, but it's different than yours. It's not going to look the same because they are a different energy. They are the masculine energy, the positive polarity energy. And when you have two north magnets, right, and you put them together, they repel each other. Divine Feminine, when you're not embracing the receptive energy that you are for Source and putting that first and foremost, and instead trying to do the doing, right, instead of being the being, be, do, have. Wayne Dyer talks a lot about that. That's actually one of the things that feminine energy represents is being, right? And so you are that divine connection, right? You're the subconscious, the divine connection. So watching tarot, trying to figure out what's going on with your Divine Masculine means you're not putting your faith and trust into Source. Now, that doesn't mean that tarot readings are necessarily bad. It's all about intention, okay? If I come in to watch a tarot reading right now with the intention of trying to figure out what I need to do and to find out what's going on with Divine Masculine so that I can try to like control the situation or manipulate things to an outcome that I want, then I'm here for the wrong reasons, right? I'm missing the mark as the Divine Feminine. But if I'm here to watch the readings because I am trying to learn something on a spiritual level to further understand the twin flame dynamic in order to create a deeper knowledge and awareness and wisdom and experience with Source, the Creator, and I'm putting my faith in that, that's a very different intention, right? That's the Divine Feminine goal is to put yourself, your ascension, your connection to God first. You are the receptive energy for the source in this world and the creative energy. And when you do that, you discover that you have some pretty unfrickin' believable powers, divine feminine. This is what you need to do and what you need to focus on. Not so much the relationship with your divine masculine, but rather your relationship with source or God. That's where the focus should be. All right, at the bottom of the deck today, we have the Chariot. The Chariot at the bottom of the deck. I used to put 1111. Now I've been putting 44 here. But 11 and 44 are my numbers. 144, 1144, 1111, 444, 4444. You know what I'm saying. Those are the numbers that seem to show up for me the most. And so I always try to honor and thank Source for that guidance by including those numbers in the reading. So if you resonate with that, let me know. All right, with the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, let's see here. We've got an overall energy for, I love this card, by the way. So see this right here, the Merkaba, right? The Merkaba, this is like a 2D version, right? The Merkaba is like the Chariot, okay? And when it comes to like sacred geometry. And so this and this are the same thing. They represent the same thing. And I have a Merkaba. What it is it's the vehicle, right? This is like the vehicle, the ascension vehicle back to source, okay? There's a lot more to it than that, but I think you understand what I'm saying. And so I think it's funny because I bought a Merkaba sticker and I put it on my car because my car is my chariot, right? So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that because, I don't know, I think it's funny. I always call it my Merkaba mobile. I'm going for a ride in my Merkaba mobile. And really, that's what you guys are all doing. You don't realize it, but you're on this journey in your Merkaba mobile, ascending and rising back up to source. It's actually really fucking beautiful when you understand it. But okay, so the overall energy right now is change. Okay, there's a journey that's taking place, right? There's a new destination, traveling towards something new and amazing. And so action is being taken. Now, this is interesting because, divine masculine is action oriented. They are the doers. They are the matrix twin, right? They're the ones that are here in the physical realm that, they go through an ascension, but it's different because it's an externalized expression of what you're doing on an internalized expression. Okay, so look at it from that perspective. And in recent past with divine masculine has had someone in their life that has been quite resourceful, and they learned a lot from this person. It's some type of a karmic bond and relationship. It's a soulmate of sorts. Not necessarily romantically involved, but possibly. It could also just be like a matriarch in the family, a grandmother, someone that has been special to divine masculine because of the wisdom and the information that has been shared, which has allowed divine masculine to further themselves in this world as far as status and position, which has been an important thing for divine masculine because, success, being able to protect and serve and show up for the people in their world is something that at the core is very important to your divine masculine. There has been, in recent past, certain aspects of a relationship that I feel is separate from this one right here, okay? That this relationship and this relationship are different. They are, though, entangled, okay? So what I think right here that is happening is that there is someone in divine masculine's life, probably a female, that Or it could be a man that is more in like a feminine type of energy, because of the like nurturing and wisdom that is being shared. Because remember, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. This is a law of the universe. It's in everything. Okay, it's positive and negative polarity. Polarity is in everything. But this relationship right here that I see for this divine masculine, it could be a romantic relationship. I'm thinking that it probably is, but it could also be like a close friend, or even another close relative. However, what is happening with this relationship is that it is, like it's something that's creating discord, and a feeling of, oh, there's a word, I feel it. What's the right word, to describe the feeling that I've got going on right now? It's like a feeling like that they're not in control, that this person is in control. And this has to do with negative programming and limiting belief systems that your divine masculine is, currently being like led by. These need to be looked at. So the karmic person that is showing up in this divine masculine's life is actually doing the divine masculine a favor, because sometimes the universe gives us what we need to ascend before it can give us what we want, right? We get what we need before we get what we want. And it's in order to get us in alignment with what we want, we have to let go of patterns and programming that are not in alignment with our true trajectory, the desire of the soul. And so we have to let go of old programming. And when we have this programming, life and the universe presents us with people and situations and information to show our shadows so that we can bring them into the light of our awareness, recognize that they're there, and then therefore transcend and let them go and replace them with better patterns of behavior. So that's why we get what we need before we get what we want. It's all just to help us. It's all for us, right? It's all happening for us, for our higher good. Even when things seem negative or wrong, it actually is showing up for our highest good. And that's transmutation and alchemy, is to be able to understand the value of both sides of the coin and to recognize that there are always both sides of the coin. And it's the combination, the collapsing of the polarity of that helps us to gain that wisdom. So this person is showing up for your divine masculine in order to illuminate certain patterns of behavior that are not serving them well. And so it's been a difficult journey with this person, but maybe there's some kind of a soul contract or something here that's going on. I bet that there is, where, they're part of the same soul family and they are showing up for each other in order to teach you something. And also, whatever is going on, your divine masculine is teaching them a valuable lesson as well, because it's always a symbiotic relationship. Right? If they're teaching you something, I guarantee you that that you're teaching them something too. And that's no different in this situation right here for divine masculine. Okay, toward you. In recent past, your divine masculine was extraordinarily triggered by the relationship that they had with you. Now, again, this served a purpose, because for very similar reasons as to what's going on over here. This is recent past, so it's a period of time for growth, okay? Your divine masculine has some deep-rooted insecurities, and the pure love and internal experience that they had with you of, just feeling at home and welcomed and loved and adored was very overwhelming for your divine masculine. Maybe they didn't feel that they were prepared for this. They came into the situation from their perspective, from a 3D perspective, before they were ready. But that's not really how it works. They were exactly ready for this, which is why they came in. And it's in order to like think of it as like the cogs of the machine, or the gears of the machine that are like moving toward a specific outcome. And it's like, okay, now it's time to like deploy blah blah blah, or implement blah blah blah, in order to like, you know, teach and show these lessons in order to help us to, you know, grow and expand. And so you and Divine Masculine met in the exact divine timing that you were meant to, even if it seems like on a surface level, you know, it was like bad timing. It really wasn't. Again, this is just a moment or a place in time. And, you know, from a linear perspective, it's done, it's gone, you know, but it's being replaced with something else. And so what it did is it taught Divine Masculine some things about themselves. It gave them a lot of perspective on what they do want, and a lot of perspective on what they actually don't want. And so they probably, at this stage, this is probably when they very first ran from you. Okay, now this was not really actually them running. This was a repelling that took place because of the polarization between the two of you. Divine Masculine never actually runs away from us. It appears that way on a 3D level. And if you guys get into the group calls and stuff like that, we go into depth on a lot of this kind of stuff. And eventually we are going to have a course that is going to explain a lot of this as well. But for right now, we're going over a lot of course material in our group calls, which is phenomenal. And every week we're going to kind of be posting topics of what those things are. So check those out and see if they're of interest to you, if this is resonating with you. But your Divine Masculine experienced like some pretty serious feelings of abandonment. There's a complete lack of confidence. They felt like they kind of wanted to retreat into a hole. They did definitely feel like there was they failed you. That's how they feel. They feel like they were a disappointment to you, and that has brought them some grief. They feel also like there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of like you're like the unrequited love. Okay. You're the unrequited love of their life. That's how they feel toward you. And they just are like, I guess, in a place of contemplation about it. All right. In the description box below, we have a bunch of information on some specials that we have going on right now. We've got 10% off of our coaching calls, or not, I'm sorry, not our coaching calls, 10% off of our personal coaching packages. And then we also have 40% off of tarot readings right now. So if you're interested in tarot readings, right now is a perfect time to purchase them. Currently, in your relationship with Divine Masculine, we have King of Pentacles. Now, that means that a lot of the things that have been taking place and happening between you and your Divine Masculine are preparing you guys for something that you guys will be doing together. Now, don't get hung up on what that is and what that's supposed to be. All is revealed in time. And you and your Divine Masculine are already in union, even if your mind is telling you that you're not, because of what we call physical separation. Physical world is just an illusion. It's real, but it's a simulacrum. Okay, it's a copy of the original, right? It's a mirror. It's a reflection, and so it's not the real deal, but it's still real. Okay, so you got to take it seriously, but you got to recognize the source of where the mirror shows up, or where the reflection shows up, which is you, Divine Feminine. You are the internal twin, right? You're the receptive twin. That's why this is so important for you to embrace this, okay? And don't be externally focused. Instead, be internally focused. And we can do that through presence, okay? So there is something that you and your Divine Masculine are meant to do while you're here. But that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be doing it like 100% glued side by side. You guys are already doing it, and it's happening as it's meant to. You're doing it together already. This whole entire ascension process is something that you and your divine masculine are doing together. So don't be fooled by what we call physical separation. You're already on the mission. You're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're already both exactly where you're meant to be right now. So trust the journey, okay? It's extremely important. And that's what's being revealed to you, divine feminine. They know it on an unconscious level. They just kind of know it, right? It's the divine feminine. So when you look at a yin and a yang, you got the yin and the yang, but there's a little bit of yin in the yang and a little bit of yang in the yin, right? And so on a subconscious and intuitive level, which is them tapping into that subconscious divine feminine within them, they know, and then that is what's helping them to ascend. And that's the part of you that exists within them. Okay. And so, these internal changes that are happening with divine masculine are as a result of the shared energy between the two of you. When you go into your divine feminine energy, it is always going to benefit your divine masculine. And when they go into their divine masculine energy, it does benefit you because you have some of that within you as well. Okay. So again, these are things that we talk about in more depth to help you guys understand how it works. But this is not like something that is just twin flame community stuff. This is just spirituality, true spirituality that has been known for like eons. It's the building blocks of the universe. Nothing deviates from that. Okay. And so that's why we talk about it. It's important to understand on your spiritual path. It makes things come into like a more crisp reality, a more crisp understanding for you. And knowledge is power. But knowledge combined with experience is wisdom. Toward this karmic situation, we have the Star, but then we also have Two of Pentacles. So the combination of these cards is that there's an inability to commit any further than they already have in this situation, due to the nature of what it is. They can feel very strongly this is not the relationship of a lifetime for them. They do, though, have some kind of breakthroughs happening about it. They're starting to see the purpose of it, the higher perspective that, okay, this isn't the right relationship for me. This isn't the one that I should be in, but I'm still very grateful for the lessons that it taught me because I recognize that there was a lot of personal growth. And so even though there's been some betrayals and some transgressions between, me and this person, I recognize that it's taught me a lot about myself. And so I do have gratitude for what it was, even though I know I need to let it go. That's probably a similar type of inner dialogue as to what's going on in the divine masculine toward this karmic situation that they're dealing with. And some of this is actually probably coming from this person right here that has had a major impact and influence on divine masculine's life. This person that is like a wise matriarch in their life. And again, at the beginning, the overall for this reading was change and pushing you into this newness, right? Going to this new space. Inner transformation is what this is representing. And an inner transformation is happening to divine masculine right along with the inner transformation that you are consciously doing, divine feminine. Okay? Consciousness is the masculine. Subconsciousness is the feminine. But again, as the feminine, you have some of the masculine within you. And so being receptive is you were the receptive pillar, okay? You were receiving that communication from source through these crazy, amazing, wonderful miracles and synchronicities that were ignited within you by the divine masculine. And so now you've got that inner divine masculine that you've become consciously aware. That was the gift from the divine masculine. You are consciously aware of being the receptive, subconscious source and connection. Okay, now they, through their ignition from you, have that little divine feminine within them that's ignited. So they're starting to understand things more intuitively. So I think that's probably going to create a little bit of a light bulb moment in you guys to understand the combination and the relationship between you and your divine masculine. You guys ignited each other. You initiated each other into like, you know, harmony, union. You already are that. And so it's just intensifying over time as you guys move through this transformational process, becoming the butterfly. Okay, toward you currently, divine masculine is still feeling like they're just not quite ready um for like a commitment. And it's 100% due to the fact that they're still in this one. Like they're all entangled in this. So they're not ready to taint the beauty and the purity of the relationship that they have with you. It may not seem like that from like a 3D level because sometimes the divine feminine is extremely confused by the actions of the divine masculine because they don't make sense to the divine feminine. And they're like, well, if you want to be with me, then just be with me, right? Or like, you know, it's simple. Just like let all that stuff go and like come over here and like chill with me. That's sort of the way that we look at it. Like, come on, you know, just get it together and like come over here and be with me. You know you want to, right? And you can tell by their actions with some of like that in and out energy, right? Or they just can't quite seem to let you go. You know that they want to be with you, but they seem so stuck and entangled in all of this. But just remember, this is part of the personal growth that they have to go through for their ascension process. And if they need to go through it on that level, and there is some sort of like what you would call separation between you guys, it's only because if it's needed by them, it's also needed by you. It's just not going to look the same, right? You can't compare your journey and your divine masculine's journey. When you get further down the path, you will see exactly how they were intertwined and why it happened the way that it did. But sometimes in the moment, you know, you're on this like path with stepping stones, and like a stepping stone can feel really, really out of place. But when you get further down the road, you realize it was exactly where it was meant to be. Okay, so that's part of trusting the journey. They're not quite ready to, and it's for good reasons. It's actually a place of, you know, respect. I mean, even if they're like, get away from me, divine feminine, you know, like, I don't want to be around you. That's like the ego trying to like step in. But the root reason is actually because they don't want to hurt you, you know. It's like, get away from me, you know, which actually hurts you, but they're doing that because they don't feel that they are like a safe place for you right now. And it's because they know that they got some chaos that they need to like work out. Okay. Um, all right. In near future, things are going to get a little bit rocky for divine masculine. They're going to go through some hard stuff. It could be, it, they're going to be dealing with, a lot. Okay. A lot of stuff's just going to hit them all at once. And either people around them are going to be kind of cold to them and it's going to be hurtful for divine masculine, or they're going to like put a barrier around themselves and appear to be somewhat cold or distant. And that could affect the way that they're showing up for you. So don't be alarmed though if that takes place. It's just, again, a necessary part of the transformational process for divine masculine to get to that place where their heart can fully open. Okay, they got to let go of all the crap, and so they're gonna maybe shut down a little bit for a little while, and that's okay. Give them the space to do that. You focus on exactly what you're supposed to focus on, divine feminine, which is your connection to source, being that open vessel. Okay, so that source, that guidance, that spirit, you know, can flow through you. You have like superpowers, divine feminine. In the karmic situation, there could be a period of time where there's almost like a calm before the storm, where it almost seems like they're getting along better with this karmic situation. Um, but that's exactly what it is. It's the calm before the storm. Um, So don't be alarmed if, and you know what I bet it is, I can almost guarantee it, is that everyone has like a push-pull energy in them, right? Even soulmate relationships, because again, this is building blocks of the universe. It's not just a twin flame thing. And understanding this gives you a deeper understanding of the relationships that you have with everything and everyone. With divine masculine getting cold and pulling back in this karmic situation, sensing that divine masculine is doing that, maybe they're being on their best behavior. So from some perspective within divine masculine, it almost will seem like it's getting better. And you might notice that too. Again, don't be alarmed by that, because everything's happening the way it's meant to. And your divine masculine's experience through this awakening process is also, um, you know, it's all happening the way that it is necessary for divine masculine to experience it. You are you are probably most likely going to experience like some serious fear when this happens. Like, oh my gosh, and your ego and your mind is going to kick in with a whole bunch of crap. That's also being given to you for an opportunity to be able to look at your own shadows, divine feminine. And it's important to look at your shadows so that you can transcend them. This is not about, like, a lot of divine feminines get stuck in the trap of, well, my divine masculine needs to do this and they need to do that and they need to like figure this out and they need to like change and they got to face their shadows. Meanwhile, they're like not even doing that themselves. And that's where real change takes place, right? When you recognize the source and you're not looking at the reflection. Remember, divine masculine is kind of like part of the reflection for you, okay? So you got to recognize the source within you so that you can make internal changes, and then you'll see external changes taking place in the mirror that's being shown back to you, divine masculine included. It's an opportunity for growth, okay? Always, always, always with your divine masculine, instead of looking at it just what's going on with them, it's your job as a divine feminine to say, what does this show me about me? Okay, how am I looking at this? How am I perceiving this? How is this showing up for me, and what lessons are in it for me? That's being open and receptive and connecting to source for your own personal spiritual growth and ascension. All right, so this is all moving you into a place where you will feel like you have a desire for long-term security. And everything is happening in order to show you what that is. Now, everything in this world is temporal, so nothing in this world can give you long-term security because everything here is finite. It's when we tap into the eternal self, the eternal being that we are, that's where true stability comes from. That way, no matter what the storm is doing around us, we're always the calm center. And that's what this is taking you toward. And this is like that mission between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? This is like what the union is all about, is bringing up the energies within you into like harmony and balance so that you can have that inner stability. And that is going to give you like superpowers in this world that other people are gonna be like, how do they do that? Like, because when you're like in the when you're in the flow, you have like a clarity that like does feel like a superpower to other people. You're tapped in and in tune with something way beyond the world of finite form, and that gives you the ability to mold the clay the way you want. You become the one that molds the clay and creates the form around you. And that's the point of all of this. Okay? You are the crafter, the creator of your world. And that's what your divine source wants you to recognize and remember. And that's the way that your divine masculine will see you. Okay, so embrace that divine feminine. Embrace that. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to use my Raven's Wand Oracle. I haven't used this for a while because there's things I like about it and then things I don't like about it. So let's try this Oracle deck out here. And again, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 and we're super excited about hitting that milestone. And also, I have a video that is coming out today. It was supposed to come out yesterday, but I wasn't quite finished with it. So it's coming out today instead, later on this evening. It is a video about perception and like why that is important to understand in the twin flame journey and just in the spiritual process, you know, all together. All right, well, let's see what this card, which is pretty freaking cool, that just came out of the deck. Let's see what this means. Hold on, I'm going to look it up in the book. Okay, this is why I'm laughing, and you guys are going to like it, I think. So we have Eternal Flame as your card today. And I love the artwork on these cards. I think that they're really beautiful. And again, I haven't used them for a while. Mostly because of like the way that they're written sometimes, but we'll just go with it. Mother Cece's task is to await the return of Astris, the last dragon. However, the lighthouse built to guide her home is crumbling, and Astris has been lost for generations. The task seems hopeless, but Cece remains vigilant. Day after day, she watches from the decaying balcony. Her faith is as battered as the stonework, but the lantern is never allowed to go out. Cece inherited her duty from the former watcher and will pass it on if Astris does not return in her lifetime. Remember, there are events playing out that transcend single lifetimes, and although our part in them might be fleeting, it is not insignificant. Have faith. The way I take that for this reading is to not forget what your bullseye is. You go beyond just this lifetime. It doesn't mean that this lifetime is insignificant. It's just as significant as any other lifetime. What you're here to do is something that only you can do. There is no other that can do what you can do. The universe doesn't create you by mistake. You're 100% by design. And you're exactly what the universe needed, or you wouldn't be here. So trust in the journey. You are eternal, and although the finite world around you will continue to change like a kaleidoscope, even the form that you call yourself right now will change. It already has, even while you've been here in this lifetime. You're no longer the 2-year-old, the 5-year-old, the 15-year-old, or the 80-year-old, right? Like, you know, you're going to be constantly changing and moving throughout time and space because it's a kaleidoscope. But you are the eternal flame that always exists. You are eternal. You are the eternal light. You are a conduit of light. Okay, so embrace that divine feminine because that's who you are at the core. That is what you are as the divine feminine. So tap in and tune into that, okay? Keep going. I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon.